everyone, welcome back to the channel. Unfortunately, we've had a little bit of a disaster at the start of today. So we all remember the snow we've had. Well, I've just come around the ewes and we've picked up a ewe with not such a good bag. She just let me walk up to her, which isn't normally a good sign because they should just waddle off. But her bag isn't very good. She's either had frostbite or she's got mastitis, which it could be either, to be fair. I've never felt a bag that's cold like that. So the plan is going to take her home, get her sorted, but I made the rookie error. Someone forgot their crook, so we've got to come back and get the lambs after we've popped her home. Hope you enjoyed it today, guys. If you do, please tap that like button, subscribe to the channel, and once again, I hope you enjoy. Don't forget, check the merch store out too. Come on then, girl. You could just see there, that's the bag. You see how it's a bit infected. It should be a lighter colour than that, but especially around its teeth, it's definitely swollen. You go in there. We'll shut that up. Right. Now I need to get back to the field, grab her 2 lambs, get back, and there's also a triplet lambing. Hello, old brother, old pal. How are you?
What do you want?
Help me catch a lamb. Right, so we have George here on watch with me. So we're after 2 number 11s. You look that way, I'll look this way. Whoa, we're going off-roading over here. Let's go. So, what we're going, he'll run past you, He'll run. Ah. One down. Now find the other one. There's Barb's. For James, number 641. Hello. Lammies. Don't go too far. We got it finally. That is the best trick in the book, isn't it? Shake a bucket, all the ewes come, they get in the way so he can't see you, then you grab it. As you're seeing in the last video, there was 183 and the mum doesn't like it. She's not letting it suckle, so we're just going to pick that one up too. You may have missed that, but that's 183 from yesterday's video. Unfortunately, the mum hasn't taken a liking to him. I think they've got lost in the snow and she's rejected him, so yeah. Like I said yesterday, no mortalities, but all the confusion with all the bad weather, some have just lost their mums, and unfortunately it's going to be a cade, but it is what it is. It's a live lamb, that's what matters. Bring this home, it's empty. I saw this one the other day, it's drinking enough, but I think I'm going to take it off her. There you go. There you go, mate. There you go. That is number 11's reunited. And then, in the meantime, the triplet that we left when we went down, she has had her first lamb, which is looking really good. It's a beef box, so it's another Aber Black. And then, there is a head and leg sticking out, so I might just get that one out. It only looks like there's one, yeah, there's one leg, so I'll pull that one out. Good girl. Oh, there we are. Good, Lammy. I definitely wouldn't advise lambing sort of one leg, but she had plenty of space and the head was there already, so I just pulled it out. So she now had 2. I'll leave her to have the 3rd one, and we'll make some bottles up just to feed those lambs that come in. And I need to give that number 11 some Metacam and antibiotics because I think it's mastitis. Interesting, because never had mastitis where it feels freezing cold. Normally it feels red hot, so a little bit different. Might be a different kind of bacteria. Plan with this ewe, we're going to give her some Metacam, some pen strip. I'm going to strip her out and then put a tube up inside that bag. So she could be pumped full of stuff to try and make her a lot better. Lambs, aren't you? Big healthy lambs. You're doing well, girl. Right. You can tell she's not very well. Right. That's a pen strap and Metacam. Now I'm going to try and strip her out. When I mean strip her out, it's when you take all that bad milk / blood / push, try and get as much out of that bag as possible so that none of that badness is still in there. And then I'm going to pop some antibiotics straight into the bag, which is called tubing, to hopefully let it recover. And hopefully I've caught it early enough, fingers crossed. I don't know how well you can see because of the lambs, but this side is swollen up. It's freezing cold where normally it'd be really warm. And this side they're obviously sucking from. It's not the biggest bag, but it doesn't mean that she's not producing. So we'll try and get as much out of here. We've got a bucket here, and then we'll pop a tube in. So let's see what. Oh, there's a bit of blood in there. Oh yes. So now we've stripped that off, what I'm going to do is give her a tube of Sinulox, which is another antibiotic which can insert into the udder. Really simple. That little nozzle goes down the teat, just like so. So I can pop that down there. Then that goes straight down into a bag. Let's massage that down so it goes where it's supposed to. That's it. And by doing that, the antibiotics are going straight into where the problem is, and then the pen strap which I injected her is fighting against it too, hitting it at both ends, as well as using the Metacam as an anti-inflammatory to bring the swelling down. So you know what you're doing. I was feeding this one before it went out. Didn't feed it for 3-4 days, and as soon as they go out, typically the mum stops feeding it. Oh, where's this third one? That's a bit of an odd one. I can't feel another lamb. It might be quite far inside, or it could be a small thing for its triplet, but I don't think, if I was a betting man, there's another lamb in there. So we'll leave her in here, see how she gets on. I don't really like them lambing in the little pens, and much rather than lambing here. I can bed this up much easier and keep those little pens as clean as possible. So now we move on to this single, and I'm going to try and adopt one of the triplets onto her. Rambo, you've been reincarnated. That sounds a bit Jamaican actually. Fingers crossed, she takes to it. In the meantime, just while they're all mothering up, we have the bucket full of not very nice milky bloody stuff. So last time at the vets, I picked up some test pots. So I'm just gonna tip some of this horrible gunky stuff into this pot. I'm gonna take it to the vet in the morning to be tested. Be interested to see what type of bacteria it is, as it'll basically say if pen strep was the right thing to be treated with, or we should be trying to treat these with something else. There it is. I don't know how I can see, so I'll take that to the vets in the morning. Well, that is everything fed for another day. We are 24 hours ahead of where you last saw me, guys, because literally nothing happened yesterday. But in the early hours this morning, we've had a little bit of drama. We've had a lovely single off a ewe lamb. It's quite a big lamb, actually. So if you look down here, that is a freshly born lamb. But at the same time, I've got 2 ewes on the go. Well, I say 2 ewes on the go. One has had a lamb, and unfortunately, it's not alive. So we've got a little bit of predicament here. We have one of the last single ewes lambing. Her bags have just come out, so you can just see that there. And at the same time, unfortunately, this is a ewe and she lost her lamb. So that is down there. These things happen at lambing time, unfortunately, but that gives me 3 spaces for cade lambs. I'm just going to try and pen her up and chuck a couple of cades onto her, and at the same time I'm going to try and wet adopt one onto her, which will take the cade total from 5 to 2, which makes my life far more easier. So we're going to give it a go. Come on. Right, one. You've got a new mum. There you go. And also you, little one. So you are a little bit of a story, aren't you, mate? This is the one that was in front of the fire for ages, not the little one. We'll explain a little bit more about the Diddy one in not too long. But yeah, I reckon this one will be okay to go on as well. Leave the jacket on, but yeah, here you go. Hopefully it still suckles, but we'll have to see, won't we? Right, that is those two on there, so we're going to leave them to it, see how they get on. I've actually been talking to what seems to be a lambing superstar on Instagram, Jane Riley, for a couple of bits of advice on the doctors, so hopefully they're going to work with me to try something a little bit different with those lambs, and I'll explain more of that probably in the next vlog. But yeah, leave her to it. Now we're going to focus more on this single and getting a lamb onto her. Well, I think that is a success. She started off licking the adopted. Yeah, she loves them both, which is really, really good. I do find that, funny enough, the older ewes, which you'd have thought should be the smarter ewes, tend to adopt better on than younger ewes. I don't know if it's because their hormones are that much stronger when they've lambed. So look who's come back again for another visit. She's teaching me how to feed the sheep now, aren't you? So this is Ella, for those of you who don't remember, and you've come to help me say how you feed all the sheep. And what were you saying about Cookie? So this is an update for you guys.
Once and now I was going to school.
Yeah.
I was trying to block both of them.
Yeah.
And then my mum was driving out.
Yeah. Are they naughty K lambs?
Cookie and Bailey was trying to headbutt my leg.
Well guys, I'm now coming back to you with some really sad news, unfortunately, and that is the little diddly lamb in the living room has passed away. Sometimes these things are just not meant to be, but we were really, really hopeful, really lively, 4 or 5 days in, getting stronger. Early on yesterday evening, just went to the box and unfortunately, she was just there asleep. Sometimes, unfortunately, these kind of things are just meant to be. She was born prematurely. We're really hopeful, but it is what it is. And yeah, that's farming sometimes, guys. But we are going to end the video on a little bit of a lighter note. And a bit of a happier note, in fact. So, we'll remember the adoption from earlier down there. We have the adopted lamb. She is loving him. And then also, we have the ewe and the adopter. Both the lambs have full bellies. Can't really go too much further than that now. And every other lamb in the pens are coming on well. Unfortunately, as we know, the weather is not playing ball, so we haven't had a chance to get any of these out. But the thinking is, if I can't get them out tomorrow, I'm going to make a little pen here so they can have a bit more of a run around rather than sticking in the pens, because it's not the best place for them to be. Obviously, guys, a lot of you now will be thinking, when are the normal videos coming back? Well, don't you worry, we're going to start feeding them back in as normal as lambing calms down. But don't worry, the lambing vlogs are still going to come right until the end. But I think it's a well-earned break from these videos to get something a little bit different going. And in fact, later next week we have to get the top shed mucked out as we've got a big load of fertiliser coming, which is quite exciting. So we'll leave you with that. I really hope you enjoyed it today, guys. Massive thank you for watching. I really appreciate all the support once again from everyone tuning into all these videos and all the sponsors. So yeah, if you did enjoy, guys, tap that like button. I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. It does so much good for the channel, all the algorithms and all that kind of jazz. And most of all, thank you for watching. See you next time.